I think a lot of teenagers have a misconception that suicide is this option that they have to their problems, and they don't realize that they're choosing this permanent solution to their temporary problems.
It's their only option, and it's the only way to escape the pains that they have, when really there are countless other options that they have, Teen Lifeline being one of them, to help with their problems.
And a lot of teens don't talk about their problems with their friends, so when they're going through something, they think they're the only person or the first person to ever go through that, and they don't know how to handle it.
It's heartbreaking to think that there's kids out there that feel hopeless and helpless, even know that our number has been out there for 28 years, that there's one kid out there that doesn't know that there is a connection to hope. And I think that's what drives us every day.
During my freshman and sophomore years of high school, I felt suicidal. So as time went on and my suicidal thoughts started to increase, I called Teen Lifeline, and Teen Lifeline saved my life.
I went home and talked to my children. I had 3 teenagers at the time, and 2 of my 3 teenagers had considered suicide. It was one of those moments where you say, you've got to be kidding. I was in disbelief. And it just completely changed my outlook.
Teen Lifeline is a free, confidential, anonymous hotline for other teenagers to call in and talk to other teens about any problems going on in their life, anything they want to talk about.
It doesn't matter if it's at school or at home or anywhere else in their lives. If they have an issue, they can call and talk to us about it.
Teen Lifeline helps the next generation of leaders, and basically, if we can't help these teens with their problems, then the next generation of presidents and senators and doctors and lawyers just isn't going to be there.
Most people think that the kids that would volunteer with us would be the typical volunteer kids, but they're not. The kids that walk in here come from every walk of life, every background, and if you saw them all sitting next to each other, you would swear that they wouldn't even be friends at school. But they all have a common thing that brought them here, and that they want to help.
Well, Teen Lifeline is a connection to hope. It really allows you to express yourself and to be yourself.
There's no other organization like Teen Lifeline out there.
Well, I had a very personal issue. We lost a grandson 10 years ago. Our teenagers are our next generation. They're our country in the future.
Now imagine if Steve Jobs had committed suicide, or, Thomas Edison had committed suicide as a teenager, or Alexander Graham Bell. I mean, imagine the world today if we had lost the mind power, the masterminds that have actually created this country. What would life look like today without those people?
They're going to one day be our politicians. They are going to one day serve on other nonprofit boards. They're going to be involved with their community in whatever business sector that they're involved in.
Just knowing that I helped someone, it's a good feeling inside, and it's very rewarding.
Teen Lifeline has really been a family to me, and it's really been a second home. But also Teen Lifeline has provided me a lot of important skills that I've used in my life. It's taught me a lot about how to talk to people, how to talk to people about their feelings. It's provided me a lot of opportunities to make changes in my own life, with my family, with my friends. And I know that if it weren't for Teen Lifeline, I probably would not be the same person.
When I walked in here, I was very shy, and I was a person that was very closed down, but through the years at Teen Lifeline, I have gained the skills to be a more proactive person, to be a more open person, and I'm a person now that is confident, and I don't think that my life would be the way that it is now if it were for Teen Lifeline.
I'm kind of an antisocial person, but coming here, I kind of break those boundaries.
Teen Lifeline allowed me to grow. They allowed me to really understand who I am and what I enjoy doing in my life. Before I joined Teen Lifeline, I was a competitive swimmer. And once I joined here, I decided that my passion really is service and to serve other people.
I noticed that everybody was really connected. Everybody was always having so much fun. You could basically be yourself, and people would accept you for that.
I get so much more than I could ever give from being here at Teen Lifeline.
Personally, Teen Lifeline has helped me to become more open about my feelings and to start communicating better with my friends and families about the feelings that they might be having, as well as my own.
Since I started volunteering here, I've noticed that I can deal with situations better. Like in my own personal life, if I'm struggling with something, I can
think my way out of it and like figure out how to cope with it and just feel better about it.
It's honestly just changed the person that I am completely.
Before they turn 18, they can say they saved someone's life. And most adults I know can't say that. And these kids live another identity that their friends and parents sometimes don't even realize they do, and they're superheroes.
We can't continue to make an impact on our community without the support of our community.
We offer such a direct service to a community that sometimes feels like there are no services for them, and we offer it free and we offer it confidentially.
Because really, when they're donating to Teen Lifeline, they're really donating to save teens' lives.
You never recover from losing a child.
It takes $250 to save a life. And I think that's the most rewarding way that you can ever spend your money, is to know that you saved someone who feels so alone and feels like they have no hope and no life left in them to live.
Every single dollar that's donated to Teen Lifeline goes to help a child, whether it's the callers or the volunteers, and you will actually make a difference.
So it's very important that Teen Lifeline continue, and it is my quest, truly my quest, to take Teen Lifeline to a national level, because it works and it saves lives every day.